approach to fiddling. I've had a lot of people want to know, you've seen me play the fiddle, and I have a tendency to move my mouth a lot when I play the fiddle. I've had a lot of people ask me about that, and when I was a kid, I had a tendency to move my mouth a little bit, but then I did an experiment here about 4 or 5 years ago that really got me into it, and I still haven't been able to completely get out of it. But basically the experiment was involved with realizing that melody comes out of one side of your brain and speech comes out of the other side of your brain, which means that lyrics come out of one side, the melody of the lyrics comes out of the other side. And I got intrigued with trying to play the melody of speech on the fiddle. And I finally discovered that the way you do that is you put your finger down on the string like that. You forget about your finger and you mouth the words, but you do not use your vocal cords. So I got to doing that, and also Earl Scruggs and I had talked a lot about getting the words, getting the instrument to really say the words. So I was really fascinated with that. And the next thing I knew, I found myself doing it. Marie almost left me over it because she said, "Now you stop that. That's the most aggravating thing that ever was." Because she'd ask me a question, and I'd look at her and I'd go, and things like that, and she'd just drive her nuts. But at any rate, to make a long story short, after I had done that for a while, hunting for that feeling and that sound, then when I would go back to playing straight, people started telling me, said, "Boy, your mouth was moving like crazy. You looked like you were chewing rubber bands or something while you were playing." And then I got to looking in the mirror and looking at myself on videotape, and I realized then that when I was playing, my mouth was doing this. And so that's kind of how that came about. And slowly over the years, it has subsided a little bit, but it's still pretty much there. Now, that's not to say that it's not good to think vocally on the fiddle, and a lot of great musicians do. Louis Armstrong was a great vocal thinker on his trumpet. Of course, he's already moving his lips to play the trumpet. Now, Buddy Emmons tells me that he's been in long jam sessions where he didn't sing a note, but when he got finished with the jam session, he almost was so hoarse that he had laryngitis. So it does have an effect. I mean, he's definitely playing a mental thing that is connected with his vocal cords. Now, I want to talk some about the language of fiddle.